Hey, welcome back to the Pimpin Poetry Podcast. Today our guest is Queen Vanii.
Hi, Jules.
Hi, how you been?
Good. I can't complain. I'm good.
Awesome. So the Pimpin Poetry Podcast is basically an opportunity to get artists and poets in Atlanta in front of the screen. We want to get to know who you are and just let me know a little bit about yourself for the audience.
Okay. I'm from Atlanta.
Yeah.
28. I just started getting my feet wet with poetry, but not with art. I like creating. I run a small business called Queen Vanii.
Right.
I make intention-based products, herbal healing. I run an online botanica.
Yes.
Yeah.
What part of Atlanta are you from, Vanii?
East Point.
East Point? Nice,
Yeah.
nice. I got my first apartment in East Point, and it was the worst experience ever.
Really?
I learned so much in that first apartment off Campbellton Road. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, they really break you in over there.
It was dirty. They never wanted to take care of anything. I should have known better, but it was a learning process, like much things are.
Yeah, once you do it once, you want to do it again.
Yeah, definitely. Fool me once. Anyway, you know what George Bush said. So your business, I have definitely enjoyed. I think it was like a lemon oil I got from you.
Okay, so it's probably the Walk in Your Power oil. Okay.
Yes. So let's talk about walking in your power. How does this oil inspire one to get up and get out?
So I use herbs, crystals to create an intention.
Mm-hmm.
And so the intention for the Walk in Your Power is empowerment, self-empowerment,
Right.
so that your confidence doesn't come from anywhere else. You don't need anyone else to tell you the things you know about yourself to be true and to push you to be the best version of yourself that you want for you, not what other people want for you.
Ooh.
So, yeah, it takes a lot of intention, a lot of time, but it works. Yeah, it does its due. They all do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to finish rebranding so I can finish really sharing everything that I have to offer.
No, that's dope. Yes, it definitely worked for me. I think I have been walking in my power ever since I started moisturizing correctly. Yes.
Come on now. Come
That's
on now.
very
More
important.
intentionally, as you should.
Yes, moving intentionally is very important. How does that impact your life? Have you, what inspires you to create, to build your business? And, what are the things that inspire you to create new products?
My family, my experiences. Sometimes you never know what you need until you need it, and then you have to create it. And so, therefore, that has led to me making the products that I make for my business. Because who don't need somebody to rub on them a little extra? But the whole time, the only extra rubbing you need on you is yourself. That could be good. That can be good for you. A lot of times, I think we are too accustomed to a world where they want you to find validation outside of yourself. And you don't have to do that. And sometimes we don't need to do that because we soak in so many things that we really don't like, really don't agree with, really don't even have any opinions or cares about, but we have to ingest it because this is the media, this is what we're around, this is what we're intaking.
Yeah.
So intaking something different, intentionally intaking something different, intentionally rubbing something different in that means something onto your skin, into your hair, it goes a long way.
It definitely does. And how intentional are you about the media you consume? Because I've been thinking about that lately, how certain things that I view online will affect my mental health. Like just scrolling mindlessly through Twitter, I am consuming too many people's opinions at once, and it can be overwhelming at times.
About things that don't even really matter to you.
Right.
It's like an oversaturation of just information. Some of it you don't even care about, things you don't even care about. I'm not a person who's into celebrity news and things like that. I don't watch reality TV. Right. I'm not into that. But social media will have you into it because the more you're consuming, you can scroll and they're telling you people business. You don't even know who they are. You're like, dang, he did that. Huh?
Now I'm on Google. All right, who is this person? Who is their girlfriend? Why is she pregnant? What, like another
asking
man,
all the wrong questions.
Things that I do not care about. And I'm just like, this is...
I want this whole girl GoFundMe wondering why her sister poured acid on her today. And I'm just like, I don't even know these people.
Don't care anything about these people.
Why would your sister do that to you? But whole time, this is not my business. I have my own business I need to be worried about. Exactly. And that's the other thing that makes me change what I'm doing is realize how much time I'm losing dedicating to something I really don't care about.
Yes, that is very important. I wish that oftentimes when we do consume certain things online, that we understand that like it's gonna take more time and more research. Everything you see is not real. Everything you see is not true.
Yeah.
And it's getting to a point where, you know, somebody hears something on a podcast and it's just like, wow, you know, this really blew my mind. And they don't take the time to go and actually research that topic. And a lot of people, like, you know, in school, you learn to cite your sources, right?
They don't know about that. They don't know about that.
When you
they don't cite sources in this day and age.
When you are writing,
you can say essay, anything.
You can't say whatever you want in an essay and not go and cite more than one source. And not Wikipedia, where anybody and anybody can get on there and put whatever they want. Like, you have to go and find people who have done the research. Incredible sources. And that is dead. Like, I'm talking to people, I'm just like,
people have credible
why
sources?
Do you believe this? Like, what?
I've seen it on the Shade Room.
No, that is not, it doesn't make it a fact.
Are you sure?
I don't want to hear that shit. Like,
you sure?
Because
they think that actually makes it like the law, actually. You didn't know Shade Room was the government?
Oh my goodness. And the conspiracy theories. Like, I love a good conspiracy. Okay,
but make it be good.
But make it be good. Like, even like conspiracy theorists, like the YouTube basic people, they have some clips. They have a little bit of evidence to support
something.
their theory. And that's why it's called a theory. But anyway, I digress. It's getting out of hand, and I probably need to take a break from social media. I think that I myself am trying to maintain a positive outlook on life by just no longer dwelling on things that do not serve me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a part of, you know, intention. And I think it's part of just like knowing that, yeah, certain things you do have to ignore. Certain things do need to be addressed. I just don't want to get to a point in my life where I wake up one day and I haven't reached any of the goals I set for myself.
I think that not getting to that point starts with making sure you remain true to yourself about who you are and who you want to be. I went to a store the other day. I went to a Botanica. I was walking in there, and the lady, I'm walking in there. I do not know this lady. And she gets out the car when I'm getting out the car. She was like, "Good to see you. I was waiting on you." And I'm like, "I do not know you, lady." Wow. She's like, "You have such a big personality, and it's okay to be big." And I'm like, and this is already something I know that I struggle with because I know that my energy, my personality, who I am takes up space in a room. And it doesn't have to be intentional. I don't have to do anything. Simply by showing up, people are looking there, watching, they want to know, who's that?
Yeah.
And I don't have to do anything. Right. So then once I start doing something, people are even more inquisitive. And it's okay to be big. It's okay to take up space and shine and to be yourself, and for that to be bold and be beautiful so that you can have the life that you want to have. And if it's okay to be small also. It's okay to not make motion. It's okay to not be the brightest star, but be who you are.
Mm-hmm.
takes you the distance in your life. It's always going to take you the distance in your life. It's going to take you further than you want to go because you're being true to yourself.
Right.
And that means if you don't like it, not pretending that you like it. If you're not in agreement with it, not pretending that you agree. It be times I'll be like, people ask me a question, I tell them the answer. They be like, why would you say that? Don't ask me. I'm not gonna lie. Tell you a joke, never a lie. Please, don't ask me.
Like, honestly, like, I have spent so much of my adulthood feeling like I had to suppress my opinions and feeling like I need to avoid confrontation because in my mind, it's like you're not like they're not going to listen anyway. Yeah. And it's really a trauma response from feeling like, oh, you people didn't listen to you as a child. Like it just grew and got worse and worse because it wasn't addressed, you know? Yeah. So fighting that and like trying to open up and trying to say, yo, just giving them like what is gonna happen, you know, just giving people it straight up is they might be upset. They might
they're gonna be upset.
You know, they will really probably never understand exactly what you're even trying to say. They will probably intentionally ignore what you're saying. And it doesn't matter. Like, know that you made it very clear exactly what it is and
exactly
what it ain't.
And that's where being authentically you makes the difference on sometimes it doesn't matter how people perceive you when you know that I know that I'm not a bad person. Bold, but not bad. Direct, but not bad. Not malicious. I have no ill will in my heart for anybody. Like, I'm just not that kind of person. So when people be like, oh, you don't like me, I don't care enough about you. That doesn't mean I don't like you. And that's okay. That may not seem nice to all people, and it may be hard to accept that. Dang, somebody said they really don't care that much about me. No, and I meant it. Like, but that doesn't mean that I would be sad if you died. But like, do I stay up at night wondering about what you think? No, hell no. Hell no.
There's no point. No. Yeah, I think asking intentional questions. I think that a lot of people make too many assumptions about the people around them or based off of interactions. It's just, I think dwelling over one conversation with a person, it doesn't really show true character. Like, you can't really determine someone's character off of one conversation, in my opinion. Like, this world we live in where we think that we have, I can't think of the word, where we think that we have personal relationships with like celebrities because we see their lives on the internet and we see them talking about themselves. Parasocial relationships is insane to me because you will never know someone until you have a real conversation with them, until you've really been in the room with them. I don't care how long you've been following them on social media.
And then also sometimes so much of life is not personal. Like, you're personally experiencing it, and that, yes, that's personal. Mm-hmm. But like, how I come off towards you is not personally attack on you. Yeah. Because I know myself, whether I know it or not, better than I know anyone else.
Right.
So I think a lot of times we take things so personal. We think that this person is at me this way.
Yeah.
No, and instead,
I don't know you.
That's just how they are.
Like, I met you I find that a lot of the time. Like, we have met one time, we have not had a real conversation. So how is it that you feel like there's animosity? I don't get that. I don't understand. I couldn't feel that way about somebody that I only met once. It just doesn't make sense to me.
But people are so jaded into thinking, unfortunately, like, and I don't mean this in a bad way, that they're more important than they think they are. Like, imagine all the things that you have going on in your personal life. Mm-hmm. If you had an attitude right now, to think that your attitude was directly related to something I did is kind of crazy, because you have a whole 29 years of things that could literally piss you off. Right. and I'm going to think it's me. You don't even know me.
Right. And you haven't asked the question. You haven't said, hey, Did I bother you? Is there something going on? Do you need me to leave you the fuck alone? Like,
no
yeah, it's all
communication.
about communication. And grown ass motherfuckers need to learn how to master communicating effectively.
Ooh.
I can't.
I don't think they know how to do that.
Yeah, no. It stagnates you to the point where it's like you will never develop if you never learn how to communicate with others effectively.
Yeah, you won't develop, but you know what? It won't. Even when don't expect life to get easier because you learn how to communicate. Also, you can learn how to communicate, and people will still intentionally misunderstand you. And you have to know that, like, I said what I said, and even if you didn't understand me, that didn't take back what I said because I still said that.
Right.
So understanding that, because even then people will intentionally misunderstand you because they want to still get their way, and it's a way of manipulating.
Yeah, definitely. Manipulative people do not give a damn, okay? They want what they want and they'll do whatever they can to get it. And whew, I had to learn that the hard way. Yet another thing. So basically what we're trying to focus on with this podcast is improving mental health in our community.
Okay.
What do you think are some ways that we can, help the younger generations around us to understand and process their emotions in an effective way?
I think it starts with being the change you want to see in the young people's lives around you. I have a lot of nieces, nephews, children myself. So it starts with like, the example is I don't believe in like children should be seen and not heard. I'm from the South, and that's a thing. Like, your kid's loud. No, they're children.
Right.
Children play and they run and they laugh and they talk and they ask questions and they want to tell you things and they're excited and they get upset and they're people.
Right.
So I don't do the like, oh, your kid's too loud. Oh, we about to go. Like, I don't do that. So I also don't believe in silence to my kids. So if my kids be like, oh, I have to tell you something. Hold up 1 second, my kid gotta tell me something. And I'm gonna listen to what they have to say because they're important to me and I want to show them that. So like, even for like, I communicate. You can communicate with children. Talk to them. Ask them what they think, how they feel. Kids have their own ideas on what they think they deserve and want and should have, and and opinions on what's better for kids. Ask the kids. Get to know them. It's hard to tell someone what they need or help someone. You've never walked a day in their shoes. You don't know what it's like. Like, I think about that with my kids, my nieces especially. Is that there's no such thing as little girls anymore. We're growing up in this social media trend where there are no little girls. You go from being a baby to being a teenager.
Yeah, in a very short span of time.
And so I have nieces who are 7 through they're a teenager. Baby, you ain't nothing close to a teen. Nothing. Don't get hit in your throat. Okay. But they think that like this is what they're seeing. They want to have nose piercings and they want to wear cutout outfits and they want to get weaves and quick. What? They want skincare routines.
They are in the same boat that we are in. They have access to too much information. Well, you can never have access to too much information.
They're intaking the wrong information.
You can intake a lot of wrong information now with social media and with TikTok. It's like TikTok is literally just this. It's a time waster. It's honestly just you 100%. Scrolling through 1,000 videos a minute and intaking too much stuff. I feel like when we were that age, we did not have that access. We did not have access to this many people's lives. So they're experiencing too many people's lives to where they think, this is what I want. This is what I aspire to be.
I know
this is
enough
how
about
I want
these
to live
things.
my life. Yes. So it's like, man, I sound like my mother's generation. I sound old as fuck, but like, y'all gotta unplug from this shit and go touch grass sometimes because in reality this isn't real.
But it's how I think, again, it's how people are interacting and raising their children, because a lot of people are popping their children in front of screens, and I'm not one of those parents. And a lot of times, like, people come to my house and they bring their kids and they're like, oh, your kids go outside. Yeah. Like every day.
that should be a requirement, man. Like, it's so important.
Put that
Like,
tablet down and go outside, jump on that trampoline, go outside, play in the backyard, pick up some sticks. Go get dirty.
Get
You're a little
creative.
boy. Even if you was a little girl, go out there and play in the yard. A little running around, a little riding your bike, skateboard, little outside, fresh air, ain't never hurt nobody.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not there's not enough intention being put into people's time, into how they spend their time, to what they do with their day. We all get the same 24 hours. And I've realized is that when you're more intentional about how you're using it, then you feel like you're getting more done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's all about how you spend your time. And I want to see us spending more time with children ourselves, because it's just like, a lot of the times it's easy to put them in front of that iPad because you know they're going to be occupied while you're working on something else, or while you're, trying to catch up after a long days of work. You're like, man, I don't have time to really supervise and connect with you. I got to clean. I have to prepare for the next school day, the next work day. It's not a lot of living in the moment, but a lot of preparing for other things that we have going on right now. And I think that we need to develop more systems, especially for like getting our boys to read more and to enjoy literature and to enjoy art. I'm sick of seeing the same old cliche where boys are expected to play sports and not show interest in anything else.
I think you have to include all children, regardless of gender, into what is your life in order for them to be able to show interest in that.
Right.
So a lot of times parents put their kids in sports, and that's the only thing your kids ever done, unfortunately, that you've poured time into and came to. So that's the only thing that they want to do, to show you that they can do things. So if you do more things, my kids paint, my kids create, they do things. My kids got instruments for Christmas. Like, being is how you spend time with them, is what you expose them to. My kids know that I'm not gonna buy a whole bunch of toys, but I'm gonna take you places and I'm gonna show you things, and we gonna run it up in the world. We gonna go and do. We're gonna do everything.
Traveling, seeing things, like experiences are very, very important.
My kids have a full summer schedule. Like, oh, they're going to Chicago, they're going to Memphis, they're traveling, they're doing things, they're adventuring, they're experiencing. Because when you expand your mind, you expand your thought process on things. When you teach a child, okay, well, we don't leave these 5 blocks, then mentally they never leave these 5 blocks. So this is why your child can't create and wonder and think outside the box, because you never expose them to what's outside the box. It's not hard to allow someone to express themselves so that you can know how to really help them be the best them. But you can't do that if you're not allowing them to be who they are,
right?
Or even showing them like, well, this is who you could be. If all I show you is, well, you can play sports, you're gonna play sports,
right?
I show you can be anything.
Yes. And do you feel like there is a limit on the things that a child should experience? Like, if they pick up today and say, yo, I wanna try ballet. I see that shit look cool. I'm about to hop on that. I'm about to do it.
No, I think it should just be age appropriate. So like, it may be hard. Like, my son wants to do gymnastics. There are not a lot of studios for Black boys to do gymnastics. So that means you just have to foster that. You have to feed into it on your own. That means you're going to have to stretch with them. That means you're going to have to, I do yoga. They're into that. Okay, well, I'm going to do it with you. Okay.
Cool.
But the kids mimic what they see. So if you only show your kids nothing, no hobbies, no nothing, then that's all they'll see.
I agree.
Work, hustle, repeat. Work, sleep, repeat.
Yes. We are their mentors, and we are the best example that they have. Like, no matter what they see on television, no matter how much representation we try and get in diversity on screen, at the end of the day, they need to be able to relate to us
in their lives.
Well, This is a good talk, Vanii. Okay, we're gonna wrap things up here and come back with our poetry, or sorry, our poem of the week.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're enjoying the podcast, you'll love our live shows. Head to our website at bycolorgirls.com for tickets and check out the next Poetry and Paint. Hi, welcome back with the Pimpin Poetry Podcast. And we've got Queen Vanii here today.
Hi.
So, Vanii, this segment we're going to go over our poem of the week. And our poem of the week this week is To a Dark Girl by Gwendolyn B. Bennett. Gwendolyn was a poet, short story writer, columnist, journalist, illustrator, graphic artist, arts educator, and teacher. She was most famous during the Harlem Renaissance and very innovative in expressing the Black experience through her art. Gwendolyn was born in 1902 in Giddings, Texas.
Okay.
To a Dark Girl. I love you for your brownness and the rounded darkness of your breast. I love you for the breaking sadness in your voice and shadows where your wayward eyelids rest. Something of old forgotten queens lurks in the lithe abandon of your walk, and something of the shackled slave sobs in the rhythm of your talk. Oh, little brown girl, born for sorrow's mate, keep all you have of queenliness, forgetting that you were once a slave. And let your full lips laugh at fate. That's To a Dark Girl.
I love it.
Like, I love it when the poems keep it short and sweet.
Like, but impactful.
Impactful. Like her choice of words, like just don't ever,
I like how it flows together.
Yes, like she talks of the physical body, the way you walk, the way you talk, every part of who we are and what we represent is here. And I love a short poem. Like, get it in and get out. Like, when motherfuckers are going on for days and days, and it's just like, where's the point? Let's get to the point, Like, you don't have to reiterate your point too many times. If you do, then you need to go back and edit some of that shit out.
Come on now.
But yes. Okay. Like, she says, born for sorrow's mate. And I think of that often. I can't remember what other poet we touched on. Just talking about how depression and I think it was Blessed Are the Poor in Spirit was another poet's piece that we read. And both of these pieces, I think, talk about just being the other as a Black woman and knowing that, honestly, you're born into this life of struggle, that everything you do can be impacted by the color of your skin, that you are not afforded the same rewards as white women and men and other people who may be able to pass to something else. But being that other and being Black and knowing that when you walk into a room and when you come into the world, that there is a way that others will perceive you. Vanii, how does that affect you in your day-to-day? Do you think about that often?
Not that I try not to think about it. I know the impact that my skin does have.
Mm-hmm.
So I wear it proudly.
Yeah.
And because of the impact that my skin has, no one gets to tell me who I get to be.
Right.
I get to be whoever I want to be, because I ain't seen nothing ever touched by Black people that wasn't made better. So
right.
I do see the impact, but I see it in totality and understand that we are not the summation of what other people think we are.
Indeed. part of me knows that like I don't have to fight stereotypes every day anymore. You know,
Yeah.
like other people's perception of you is their business. It's what they're choosing to perceive, and it has nothing to do with you, and it's nothing you should take personally. It's understanding like your place in the world and knowing that like yeah, there are certain privileges that I can never take advantage of, but
and they're allowed to think whatever they want until it infringes on who I am and what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And it's cool you don't like black people until you don't like black people around me, and it's a problem with what we got going on, and things can't progress because you don't like black folks. Now we got an issue. But up until then, you doing that over there was not no problem for me because you was doing that over there with minding your business. I was minding my business. But with second, you not liking me because of what I look like, because of like, and I be asking people that all the time, like before your parents knew what you were gonna be, what did they know you were gonna be? And if both your parents black, they knew you were gonna be black. Maybe they didn't know if you were gonna be a girl or boy, light skin or dark skin. They might not know.
Yeah.
But you was gonna for sure be black.
Right.
It's one of those things like that's something outside of your control. It's in your genetic makeup. So to not like me for something I can't control, you can't control. Outside of all of our controls, you gotta find you something you can control, and it can't be the color of my skin or me. So.
There are so little things in this life that you can control, and I wish people would understand that.
I throw my hands up with that. That's not my business. They're not ready for that. They're not ready for that.
Life is
because as a recovered control freak,
yeah,
I really am not in control.
Same.
And I'm cool with that now.
Yeah, no, like just riding that wave and just saying, okay, yeah.
That was hard. I was a little shook up there for a second, like we can't control nothing. No, nothing but yourself.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
You're going to have to make your peace with that and love it there, because
wanting to control others is a scary thing. I think people need to like see that in themselves as a serious issue, because even like
all people want to control other people. That's why they be on social media arguing about their opinions.
And nothing comes with that. Like nothing.
Blood pressure be high.
But stress.
About people you don't even know. About business that's not even yours.
But stress. Trying to control the masses. Trying to change other people's lives. It's not fun. Like, we were watching the documentary Quiet on Set last night.
Oh, how was that?
Traumatic as fuck. Like, Vanii, like, I walked away from that just more disgusted than the R. Kelly shit, just because it was literally right in front of us watching. Because like I feel like I didn't have access to the R. Kelly sex tapes as a child. I couldn't sit there and watch him do all of this fucked up shit. Whether, you know, you could get it at the way people act like you could just get it at the corner. You know, somebody had it on bootleg. You know what I mean? His sex tapes were just out there. But like as a kid, I couldn't access that. I couldn't see that. Like this was so tied to my childhood, just thinking about, oh my goodness. Like I was watching Nickelodeon and this shit was happening like to them while they were filming, you know, these young kids were so unprotected that it was just disgusting. But when I think about abusing, like how grown adults abuse children, it's all about control. It's all about manipulation, because that's what you're attracted to.
That's all that this world is about.
Like that shit, but like
that's the whole reason
so
people are having
scary.
Kids. They're having kids because they want to control other people, not because they like being parents.
Like, and that is terrifying to me, because it's like
they're sick.
You need to see, like deep down, that is the root of all evil. Like you cannot.
But they don't even know how to control themselves enough to know that they can't control anything but themselves.
Right.
They don't know
self-control. Yeah, no, that is clear. But like wanting to have control over someone else is an issue, and just in the smallest way in relationships. Like I realized that all of the men that I've dated in the past have been obsessed with being able to control their partner. Like, whether it was me or anybody that, whether we were in an open relationship and I'm just looking at them from the outside, like,
but they lack self-control.
They
want to control everyone else, but they lack self-control.
Yeah.
It always goes hand in hand.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's the biggest red flag for me that I'm seeing in other people. It's like, yo, what is your obsession with trying to control your partner? What is your obsession with trying to control your friends? What is your obsession with trying to control children and the way they express themselves? That shit is toxic. Get that shit the fuck out of my face. So, yeah. Gwendolyn started a really good conversation. And I need to read more of her work because that was the first poem I had read by her. To a dark girl. So, Vanii, are you ready for some trivia?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes. All right. So I have a number of Women's History Month questions for you, and they are all multiple choice.
Oh, I love multiple choice.
Right. Jeopardy in this motherfucker. All right. What is the name of Michelle Obama's debut memoir? A, Dreams from My Father. B, Becoming. C, Just As I Am.
Oh, so only 3 choices. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to go with C, Just As I Am.
It is B, Becoming. And I was under the impression that was like her 3rd book or something. And I'm like, oh, wow.
I need to read that. Okay.
That's her debut. Well, maybe it's just the memoir. I don't even know. Madam C.J. Walker is known as the first Black self-made millionaire. What product led to her success? A, hair grower. B, the ironing board. C, caller ID.
A. I actually love Madam C.J. Walker, so that was...
She's such a bad bitch.
I love her. Like, literally, I'm like, y'all did that movie and didn't do her no justice, babe, because that's the definition of a baddie, okay?
Who played her in that movie?
Someone not good enough don't remember, because it wasn't Smack It Down. Like, I should have had it on replay, because Madam C.J. Walker was like...
No, dead ass. I think it was...
Could have been another one in that day and time, because she was putting it down, okay? And she was whipping them in the shape and taking their money. Okay.
Who made
something I love.
She was, wait, what?
Whipping them in the shape and taking their money.
Oh.
Everybody was wanting to have their hair down their back. And she was getting, you could come in there with nothing to leave us something every time.
No, that so she moved into the neighborhood with them white people and they were like,
let's even work on our hair. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it was the one who made the mini shit pies. Who played
Octavia
that
Butler.
I think she played her, no? Was it
I
her?
think that's right. I think you're right on that.
Oh,
love
man.
her as an actress, but wasn't good enough. Continue.
I think there were some inaccuracies in the story, too, where it was just like, this ain't true.
Yeah, it was giving drama.
Okay. Cool. Because she was beating ass, right?
Literally.
Yeah.
She didn't take no stuff. And she wasn't no little lady at that.
Yeah, beating motherfuckers' asses. All right. So... who was the first African-American model to be featured on the cover of GQ magazine? A, Tyra Banks. B, Naomi Campbell. C, Iman.
Ooh. B, Naomi. You gonna say C, Iman?
It is A, Tyra Banks.
Really? That's a long time. They done passed up 2 icons.
They had me fucked up. I would have guessed Naomi
Tyra
too.
Look bright.
I would have guessed Naomi too. You know that colorism. You know how that shit goes.
Yeah, they was always calling Naomi and Iman aliens. Haters.
That's wild. But
haters going.
We know how history unfolds. Who is the first Black woman to serve as a U.S. Supreme Court Justice? A, Ketanji Brown. B, Shirley Chisholm. C, Carol Moseley Braun.
Is the first Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown?
Yes.
Okay, come on now. I know Shirley Chisholm did do something first, but it wasn't that.
She was the first one to run for president, right? Am I tripping?
Yes, and then wasn't she the first black woman in Congress?
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe. I have no idea.
Oh, that might be right. Maybe it's both.
I would have guessed Shirley.
Don't play with her. Girl. She said, if they don't let you have a seat at their table, bring your own. Build your own. Period. Come on, Shirley. She was going to light them up.
Period.
I like fiery black women.
I love Shirley's glasses. Iconic.
And them curls.
Yeah.
Come on, it's the, you know them curls is popping.
And this is our final question. At what age did Serena Williams win her first U.S. Open? A, 17, B, 20, C, 22.
A, 17.
Yes, you are
Come on, you got two questions right. I thought the game was going to end and I wasn't going to get another right.
You know what is up.
I know I love
She's so young.
Come on now.
Everybody's making like these weird comments about her face and changing her appearance, but it's just like
y'all been picking on that girl this whole time. It don't matter what she do.
For years, it's been she's too masculine and muscular. Like, yeah, she's an athlete and she's whooping ass on this tennis court. Like, what do you want her to look like? Like, why does she have to fit our beauty standards or anyone's beauty standards?
But I think that a lot of, not only society, but I think a lot of black men have assimilated this demeanor that black women should be soft when they've given us no space to be soft. Like, you asking for something that you don't know how to handle. If I'm going to be soft with you, then I'm going to want you to know how to deal with me when I'm soft. And that don't mean picking on me and saying I look like a dude. So why would I be soft with you?
I think it's very coded. Wanting a soft woman is really wanting someone that you can easily manipulate.
I don't even think that soft means easily manipulated. I understand the difference in being in survival mode and having to be independent, as it still got to get done, babes.
Right.
So if no one's here to do it, I still got to do it. It still have to get done regardless of gender. The trash got to be taken out. So if that makes me a little stronger than most, because I don't have a two-person household or a partner who operates in a masculine role, I'm gonna have to do both. And I'm gonna just, if the shoe fits kind of day, I'm gonna wear it. So sometimes I gotta go put my boots on because I gotta go work in the yard and it just has to be done.
And yeah, I just feel like it's coded because you want someone who's softer. Do you mean that I'm speaking to you aggressively? Because sometimes I'm matching your energy. So as a man, are you able to speak to me without raising your voice? Are you able to have a conversation with me without getting upset? Like, what is it about me that you want to be soft? You know?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I think when you are in an atmosphere where your love is reciprocated and appreciated and returned to you, then it's easier to operate in a more loving and nurturing aspect. Right. But I don't have to sugarcoat shit with motherfuckers who can't take sugarcoat shit. Okay? Right. So if I have to keep it direct with you because I have to keep up no nonsense, because as a black woman, I know y'all like to try to play in my face. That means I'm gonna have to make it look a little like this sometimes, because ain't shit funny, ain't shit sweet.
You know better. Yeah. I think it's
I hate that we have to be that way though, but with me, it has to, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You can't let these people play with you.
Right. No. Colorism plays that part in it as well. Dark-skinned women are never going to be seen as soft often because it's almost a masculine trait just to be dark-skinned in life. It's like, what do you mean? Like, literally, I think that we have to come to terms with the language we're using when we talk about women of color. And speaking of, like, it's always me online just thinking, wow, if she were light skinned, you would not be saying that. If Serena Williams was lighter skinned, she would not be getting treated this way.
Yeah, she would have a super toned body and her body's hot. Mm-hmm. Now she looks masculine because she's dark skinned.
I'm just saying, like, it's gotta stop. We gotta understand to love. We gotta learn to love ourselves. Self-hate it does nothing for you. It serves no purpose. Like, it does absolutely nothing to better yourself in your life.
And that's the thing that I think that people It's hard to undo what you're seeing in society. Like I be saying, not that I think that everyone in Africa is bleaching their skin, but I have seen that in certain places in Africa, like that's a craze. Like if folks is going crazy with it, they take bleaching baths a couple times a week. Mm-hmm. Like, and it's crazy because you don't, you may not see that here, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. And it's crazy to see the impact of how society has made us see ourselves that we do not like what we see enough to change what we see.
Right. No, I agree. I think that beauty standards, even with the whole BBL BBL culture we're currently in, you're gonna see very devastating impacts. Bleaching your skin, like you can burn yourself and you can end up with probably cancer. Like in the future, you're gonna see that shit, the irreparable things to your health and probably to your children's health and their idea of themselves. And this BBL shit in the future, just like you see the Kardashians getting rid of their BBLs, getting rid of their ass. Yeah, because that shit ain't healthy. It's not good for your body. And we're gonna learn like how
we don't have to really learn what bad. We already know. We knew it was bad. They knew it was bad. That's why no one was born with it. You were born with it, then you had it already. You didn't need to be doing that. But if you want to do that, like everyone's entitled to their choice. But I personally believe that if you want to become a Cadillac, you become a Cadillac. Who am I to stop you? Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to do maintenance on that. There's no way that you're going to get that work done and you think that it's going to be a one and done, because either you're going to not work out and you're going to have to get it redone, mm-hmm. or you're going to work out and you're going to realize that this actually applies. It's a reason. Your body is intentionally made. Like, God knew what God was doing. Like, yeah. God knew what God was doing. And God didn't make you a certain way for a reason. It's right. Okay, I'm a little top heavy. I know that. So guess what? I don't need to be top and bottom heavy because, baby, if you think your knees hurt now.
If you think your back is killing you now.
Come on now.
Like, rearranging my stomach to my ass is not going to help me, okay?
What? And you don't have none of the muscles to support none of that. None of the muscles. Walk around tired. Up the steps tired. Hold your ass up tired. Oh my God. And they don't be doing a good job. Okay. I seen a guy get ab implants.
That's hilarious.
And they just suck none of the fat out.
Oh.
He just got implants with love handles. Y'all is just disrespecting people's bodies for money. That's what happens when you give people your money and they don't fuck with you. That's got to be more careful, babes. Got to be more careful because it's hard out here. That's the only body you got. Now look at you. 8-pack and juicy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That is hilarious.
That's crazy.
No, for real.
They're doing it to you for Klarna payments. Really, you can payment plan it, babe.
I'm just like,
you can put your body on installments after you get the body. It's crazy. Are they gonna repossess it?
Putting your ass on layaway is crazy because
that means you really can't afford it. You should be doing it, but not my problem.
No, that ass just like. Imagine you sleep and they come to like collect your ass. You feel me? Like they come to repo your ass. You know? Like niggas in there with the
and them not stitching you back up. They not stitching you back up. Well, you ain't paying us. Ooh, open booty cheeks is crazy.
Oh, that is crazy.
That's crazy. Are you crying?
Because up next, Queen Vanii is going to hit this stage and perform her poetry, and we are so excited. Stay tuned to the Pimpin Poetry Podcast. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Queen Vanii, and this piece is Good Pussy. I've learned this lesson many times before. This pussy so good I can't give it out no more. Interesting at a glance, enticing or for sure. Everyone who's tasted once began to adore. I can't give this good ass pussy out no more. Submitting to you, I'm down on my knees, soaking the floor while I'm making you scream. Even sucking on this pussy make you say things, telling me how this good ass pussy can make you a fiend. So I told you politely, I've had fiends before, but that type of love ain't welcome here no more. The type that kicks you when you down, makes you miss your friends when they in town, never really on stable ground. The foundation subconsciously built upon frowns, because we only good when you getting pussy by the pound. I can't give this good ass pussy out like that no more. It's become wet dreams and playthings, but at least I know what I'm doing this for. My pussy so powerful I accidentally manifested a war. Regurgitated what I ingested from outside my front door. I told y'all this pussy so good, I knew I was called to do more. So I creamed and I squirted. My dreams I blurted out loud just once more. Yoni portal magic, goddamn, I been had it. Be careful who gets access to your door. Because baby, it's magic. Them motherfuckers always come back for more. And I'm Queen Vanii. You can find me on exclusively Queen Vanii on Instagram. And my website is exclusivelyqueenvanii.net. See you soon.